COVID-19 cluster detected at Bukit Jalil Immigration Depot. Green light for churches, temples in green zones to reopen. You're watching Updates at Noon with me, Renee Fong. The Ministry of Health has detected a new cluster of COVID-19 cases involving foreigners at the Bukit Jalil Immigration Detention Depot. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said there were 35 positive cases recorded involving immigrants that were held at the depot since before the implementation of the Movement Control Order, MCO.
Ramai 645 orang telah disampel dan diuji secara keseluruhan, di mana 35 kes positif COVID-19 telah dikesan. 400 kes negatif COVID-19 dan 210 orang masih menunggu keputusan. Kesemua 35 kes positif tersebut adalah melibatkan bukan warga negara dan orang kena tahan, iaitu 17 warga negara Myanmar, 15 warga negara India, 1 daripada Sri Lanka, 1 daripada Bangladesh dan 1 warga Mesir.
Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham said the source of infection is being investigated. He added that the ministry had also provided health services at all detention depots on a scheduled basis. A total of 30 close contacts of the pregnant COVID-19 patient who travelled from Ampang, Selangor to Kelantan last week have undergone screenings since the woman was tested positive for the virus. Kelantan Health Director Datuk Dr. Zaini Hussein said 20 of them were the patient's family members whose test results had come back negative, while the other 10 were still awaiting results. Datuk Dr. Zaini said the source of infection is still being investigated. The Kelantan Health Department also did not rule out the possibility of the patient being infected by her husband, as she is a housewife.
Untuk membuat pemeriksaan dan juga saringan terhadap suami lah, tengok macam mana. Dan insya-Allah kita akan dapat keputusan dalam masa 1 atau 2 hari. Tetapi kalau ikut sejarah, beliau telah balik 15 bulan dan kita buat swabbing ataupun test pada 18. Kemungkinan besar dia tidak dapat daripada Kelantan.
Meanwhile, Kelantan Police Chief Datuk Hasanuddin Hassan said the 30 close contacts of the woman were also being placed under home surveillance. He said police will be monitoring them from time to time to ensure that they do not leave their houses for a period of 14 days until they were cleared of COVID-19. After a student tested positive for COVID-19 on Wednesday, University Utara Malaysia, UUM, has decided to take strict measures to curb the pandemic infection by not allowing its students from leaving the campus. The university has also allowed only personnel under essential services category to enter the campus. UUM Vice-Chancellor Professor Datuk Dr. Ahmad Bashawir Abdul Ghani in a statement said the University Safety Department has tightened its SOP by conducting routine surveillance and recording any movements in or out of the campus. The University's Disaster Management Committee is also working on preventing the spread of the pandemic and tightening the SOP. This was the first case recorded in Kedah in 28 days after the state was declared as a green zone. Motorists trying their luck to attempt interstate travel to Balik Kampung will not only be asked to turn back by the police, but will also be issued a compound notice on the spot. Senior Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the National Security Council has decided that the police can issue a compound notice to vehicles that were asked to turn back when stopped at roadblocks. On Wednesday, it was reported that some 2,412 vehicles tried to cross state borders. Commenting further on the matter, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said despite repeated warnings, the insistence of the people trying to return to their hometowns did not change. He said that a few days ago, 1,300 individuals tried their luck and queued up at the Kuantan police station in Pahang to apply to travel between states. The senior minister added that due to the high number of people attempting to cross state borders in the last few days, police will issue compounds on the spot at roadblocks.
Jadi kita benar-benar mahu supaya rakyat sedar kerajaan benar-benar serius untuk tidak membenarkan kes rentas negeri ini berlaku. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, semua sudah baca di dalam media bahawa akibat rentas negeri, semalam kita baca satu perempuan didapati positif apabila sampai ke kampung setelah merentas negeri. Sebab itu kita tidak ada kompromi lagi. Tidak ada bertolak ansur lagi.
Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri noted that those who manage to sneak through back roads will not get away scot-free. He said police will still be able to find them when they return to the federal capital. He said that only in emergency situations such as a death in the family will permission be granted for interstate travel. On another note, only non-Muslim houses of worship in COVID-19 green zones are allowed to reopen beginning 10th June. Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri, however, said they have to comply with the strict standard operating procedures SOPs set and agreed upon by the representatives of the religious bodies. Among others, the SOPs include barring the elderly and children below the age of 12 from entering the premises and allowing only a maximum of 30 people at a time. According to the senior minister, if a house of worship is small and cannot accommodate 30 people, then the number of people attending should be lesser. The houses of worship are only allowed to be open on important days according to their respective religions.
Kebenaran ini hanya berdasarkan hari-hari yang penting. Hari-hari yang utama bagi agama masing-masing. Sebagai contoh, agama Kristian, hari Ahad, mereka ke gereja hari Ahad, maka hari Ahad saja yang dibenarkan. Ada gereja agama Hindu mungkin ada hari tertentu. Agama Buddha mungkin ada hari tertentu, satu hari dalam seminggu yang mereka perlu pergi.
However, the minister added the permission is only given to Malaysian citizens while non-Malaysians are not allowed. Every congregant must undergo body temperature screening, wear face masks and use hand sanitizers. As of now, the government has given approval to 174 houses of worship throughout the nation. They comprises 84 Hindu temples, 15 Chinese temples, 67 churches and 8 gurdwaras. Meanwhile, the minister also added that weddings at houses of worship are still not allowed. The Terengganu Police Contingent will set up a total of 123 special teams comprising 531 police, army, civil defence force and RELA personnel to conduct surveillance during this festive season. Its police chief, Datuk Rosli Chik, said this is to ensure that everyone adheres to the 20 individuals per house limit order set by the government.
Kita akan kerahkan MPV kita buat rondaan. Begitu juga dengan URB, unit ronda bermotosikal, untuk buat rondaan di kawasan-kawasan taman perumahan, di kampung-kampung. Jika terdapat gathering yang besar-besar, kita akan stop, kita akan buat pemeriksaan satu-satu. Contohnya kita tengok satu rumah tu ada 20-30 kereta. Begitu juga dengan motosikal. Nombor pelik kereta pula, nombor pelik luar. Kita akan cek.
Datuk Rosli said leave applications for about 3,200 people, officers and personnel had been frozen during the Conditional Movement Control Order CMCO. He also urged everyone to adhere to the CMCO SOP and refrain from interstate travelling during the upcoming Hari Raya. A total of 43 individuals, including 11 local teenagers and one Myanmar teen, pleaded guilty at the Kota Tinggi Sessions Court in Johor yesterday to violating the Conditional Movement Control Order CMCO on Sunday. All the accused, aged between 15 and 25, entered the plea after the charges were read out separately before Judge Zahilah Muhammad Yusof. According to the charge sheet, all of the suspects had gathered to attend a closed party at a house in Taman Sri Penawar, Bandar Penawar at 2 a.m. last Sunday. The suspects were charged under Regulation 6 of the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases, Measures within the Infected Local Areas, Regulations 2020, read together with Section 34 of the Penal Code. The court then fined 31 individuals between 700 ringgit and 800 ringgit in default of 20 days in jail. Meanwhile, the court allowed the 11 local teenagers aged 15 to 17 a 500 ringgit bail with one surety each and a 1,000 ringgit bail with one Malaysian surety for the 17-year-old Myanmar teen and fixed 14th September for sentencing. The Myanmar teen also pleaded guilty under Section 15, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 after the teen tested positive for cannabis. The government has agreed to raise the allowance for Civil Defence Force APM personnel effective 1st March in appreciation for their assistance during the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Seri Muhammad Rizwan Mat Yusof, said this involves a yearly allocation of 24 million ringgit.
Kita faham kemampuan mereka dan kita perlu memberi orang kata tu insentif yang hari ini kita dah pun war-warkan dalam bentuk media release daripada RM6 kepada RM8 dan juga RM6.80 RM7.80 ke RM9.80 tertakluk kepada di mana pangkat-pangkat mereka sebagai sukarelawan atas kebolehan mereka itu sendiri.
Datuk Seri Muhammad Rizwan said this increment was the government's gesture of appreciation of the APM personnel contributions and services, especially in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. This increment involves APM volunteer officer with the rank of junior staff and above, as well as other volunteer personnel ranging from privates to warrant officers. He said more than 4,000 APM volunteer personnel nationwide have been assisting the government in its efforts to combat COVID-19. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, KPDN-HEP, is urging consumers to use the Price Catcher application to compare prices for essential goods, especially during this festive season. Its Deputy Minister, Datuk Rosol Wahid, said the application would enable consumers to access pricing information of more than 400 essential items in selected markets, supermarkets and grocery stores throughout the country. Datuk Rosol said all prices of goods would be updated by the ministry's 1,100 price monitoring officers nationwide on a daily, weekly and monthly basis.
Dia tak ada beza, cuma kecepatan dan dia punya ditambah info, ditambah barangan dan juga banyak benda-benda yang maknanya benda tu dah ada, cuma ditambah lagi untuk memantap dan memudahkan serta melajukan lagi aplikasi ini.
Datuk Rosol also acknowledged that a large number of consumers were still unaware of the existence of the Price Catcher application, although it has been developed by KPDN-HEP since 2018. He explained that the application makes it easy and saves consumers time, as they could plan their expenses by choosing a premises with goods which are reasonably priced. He added that it will also encourage traders to be more ethical and set a fair price on items sold. Just 3 days after restructuring the coaching setup for the senior team, Badminton Association of Malaysia BAM President Datuk Seri Noor Zakaria announced another coaching shake-up, this time for the junior squad. The junior shuttlers are currently undergoing training at the Academy Badminton Malaysia ABM in Bukit Kiara under Youth Development Director Datuk Misbun Sidek. Former national singles coaches Hazwan Jamaluddin and Pochai Bun have been put in charge of the under-18 singles department, while the doubles players will be managed by 3 doubles specialists, Pang Che Chang, Vontus Indramawan and Lutfi Zaim. Former All-England winner Hafiz Hashim, together with Alvin Chu, will be tasked with coaching the under-15 boys. Kwan Yok Meng, a member of the 1992 Thomas Cup winning squad, has been given a new portfolio and will head the development of the under-13 girls department, while experienced coach Chang Hong Yu will oversee the under-15 and under-14 girls. Datuk Sri Norza, in a release statement on Wednesday, said he's confident that the coaches, with guidance from Datuk Misbun, would be able to instill a high level of discipline and winning culture among the players at a young age, as well as assist in their transition into the senior national team. He also said that the continuous long-term development of the national juniors remains BAM utmost priority as it looks to unearth the next generation of world beaters. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, new COVID-19 cluster detected at Bukit Jalil Immigration Depot. 35 confirmed cases so far. Join us again at 7 p.m. tonight for the latest happenings around the world. I'm Renee Fong. Thanks for watching.